Bienvenue su Fight Minds.
First of all, it's a pleasure to have you
I
here.
want it in Spanish.
Okay. Antes que nada, te quiero dar las gracias por participar en esta entrevista. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Can you translate that to English?
Yeah, for sure. No, that's so-
So every question now is twice. I want Spanish, then I want a
I'm
translation.
gonna have half the question, so I cannot. I prefer to have more. First of all, I want to know, what do you think of this event? Let's start it simple.
Love it. Love this event. Love this city. Love this fight town. Love this fight card. It's one of the best fight cards we've had in a really long time, so I'm really excited.
I want to talk to you about the one particular fight, which is, for me, there are so many things to say about that fight. It's Dustin Poirier against Benoit Saint-Denis. What do you think of that fight?
It's a great fight.
Right.
You know, when Benoit Saint-Denis called out Dustin Poirier, I was sitting at the commentary table and I laughed at him. I said, okay, love that he shot his shot, but there's no way he's fighting Dustin Poirier. Dustin's in the crowd and he laughs at him. Like, yeah, I ain't fighting this dude. Why? But then when you think about what he's done, and he's knocked out 4 people in a row, or 5 people in a row finishes, he finishes Matt Favola the way he did. It's like, okay, maybe it's time that this guy gets a chance. And I think this is one of the best fights that we're going to see on the fight card. And I think that is very exciting for not only the fight, but also for the idea that the young guy gets an opportunity to break his way into the top 10.
Finally, because we know that this division was really stuck at some point, and it was difficult because it was just like, let's say, young people against each other, and then not old people, but
the
veterans. Veterans, exactly.
It's been like the same top 5 since 2018.
Yeah.
Right? It's been Poirier, Chandler, Gaethje, Oliveira, and guys like Dan Hooker would break in there. You'd always have some people kind of, Tony Ferguson was in there for a long time. They'd all kind of sneak into the top 5. But those 4 guys were very, very competitive with each other. Yes. But now they're starting to see matchups, right? Oliveira's fighting against Sarukian. Exactly. You got Benoit Saint-Denis versus Dustin. You had Gaethje. He fought against Fiziev. So it's like these young guys are getting their opportunities, and I think the division needs it.
How do you see this fight unfold? Because a lot of people have been saying different things, and I really wanted your opinion. Because here what we see is like people are saying that it can be striking, it can be grappling. Some people say that it's a black belt and not really a black belt, you know, all the details. So what do you think?
I think it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out war. Dogfight.
For sure.
It's going to be just 2 dudes that realize very early the grappling will be very difficult. They may engage in it early, but as the fight plays on, you're going to see them settle into a striking battle. And that is when it's going to get fun.
Okay.
That place is going to be on fire. When those 2 walk to the octagon, my biggest question is honestly this. Dustin Poirier's been here before. Benoit Saint-Denis has not. How does he handle the moment, right? The co-main event on one of the biggest cards of the year, 5 rounds against a guy that's been an interim champion and fought for the BMF title. How does he handle that? Because while from the outside, you may not think that it's difficult. It's very difficult. Now, we'll tell you from experience. First title fight to second title fight was much easier. To third, fourth, fifth, and so on was much easier. But the first one is very difficult.
Do you think that the knockout that Dustin had is going to have an impact? Because we know that some people, Volkanovski was like a good example. I mean, good.
But Dustin took time. Volk came back very soon.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Ilia Topuria punches as hard as anyone that you'll meet. So you're not going to take a clean shot from him. But Dustin took time. And I think that the time that he took is what allowed for him to recover from the knockout. So we'll see.
Last question about that fight. I want to know, if you were Benoit Saint-Denis, what would be your strategy?
I would try to get at him very early. If I'm Saint-Denis, I'm not playing the long game.
You're not going to play 5 rounds. You're going to have to go.
I'm trying to go get it done because Poirier's been there. Poirier knows how to build in those moments. Just look to the Max Holloway fight, right? Very close and competitive. As the fight went long, Dustin started to kind of pull away from him.
Yeah, exactly. And now another topic. I want to have your opinion on your category, like the heavyweight. At the moment, we know that finally a lot of things are happening over there, and I'm super happy that those things are happening. But what do you think about this situation with the title fight and things like this? What do you feel?
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that we have an interim champion and then we have a champion, but they're not fighting each other. It never happens. But I get why. Right, Jones and Stipe is one of the once-in-a-lifetime fights that we have to have.
Yes.
But I think we need to find a way to get Tom Aspinall busy. Because while Jones and Stipe is one of the biggest fights we could possibly make, Tom Aspinall is the future of this division.
So let's put it like this. You think that now we are doing an exception because of the amazing career that John Jones had, and we say, okay, we know that this is the end, so we give you this fight that is an amazing fight, and then this way we can continue on.
I don't know that this is the end for Jones. I think that Jones now is open to fighting Tom Aspinall and some of these other guys, but I think that his career warrants a fight against the greatest heavyweight of all time, right? That's what he wants. You give a guy like that an opportunity to chase history, and that's what he's going to do when he fights Miocic.
For sure. And then last question, we talked about Benoit Saint-Denis, and then we want to talk about the other French guy. What do you think of Cyril Gane?
I think Cyril Gane's a good fighter, man. I think Cyril Gane just has some holes that he has not addressed. It'll be very difficult now to address them. But in terms of his ability, he's probably the most gifted heavyweight in the entire world. He's fast. He has unbelievable footwork. He's a stud. I really do enjoy Cyril Gane in the way he fights. And if you are forced with standing with Cyril Gane, you're done, right? But it's like Cyril Gane has to make sure that he is making people fight his fight. If he does that, he can be the world champion again, as he was prior. And also the other guy, Nasser Dinamavov, really good, right? So I believe that French mixed martial arts is on the rise, and you have a great heavyweight, you have a great middleweight, and Benoit Saint-Denis is proven to be the next great lightweight.
I want to know, if you were Cyril Gane, what would you do? Would you try to just focus on really doing the striking, or you would really try to get better on the takedown defense?
I think Cyril Gane is a good mixed martial artist in total. I don't think that he's a bad wrestler. I think that, but I also think that it's at a point now in his career where it's like he's not going to catch up to these guys. So I'll continue to do what he's doing. You know, Coach told me that. Coach goes, you could train Cyril for the next 2 years. He's not going to become an Olympic wrestler.
Yeah, for sure not.
Right? So it's just a matter of trying to help him just do enough to stay upright. And if you have to stand, so what he did to Tai Tuivasa and so many others, Derek Lewis, when you're forced to stand with him, he's phenomenal.
Exactly. And then last question, if you could talk to your previous self, like let's say when you were 25, what would be the tip that you would give yourself? I
would say, dude, go get your Olympic medal. Because I remember losing in the Olympic semifinals, and I was so mad. I didn't come here for third. Fuck this third place medal. I don't want this shit. And then I lost for third, and now I hate that I lost for third. It's like, God dang it, man. It would be so much nicer if I had a medal. Go get your Olympic medal and stop being a bitch. That's what I would do.
Okay, good tip. Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure. Really. Thank you for your time.
Pour parier sur l'UFC 299 avec les meilleures cotes, rendez-vous sur unibet.fr. Profitez d'un free bet allant jusqu'à 100 € à l'inscription avec notre lien qui se trouve en description de cette vidéo. S'il vous plaît, jouez de manière responsable avec une approche récréative.
100 € de bonus sur ton premier pari.